It's on box. Yeah, that's about as much as you need to know about the box. There's no dents or scratches.
And this thing got smashed to pieces.
Zingy, that's a good word.
Oh, excuse me.
It's sloppy. I've seen paper customs on YouTube done better than this. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Diecast Review Zone here on Team Bombersports. As we're preparing, I'm currently building new stop motion racetrack ready for my first NASCAR Sprint Cup stop motion of the year. And as you can see here in the Hall of Fame, here are all my previous winners of NASCAR stop motions with Chase Elliott, the most recent addition to the Hall of Fame, who will be joining them in about a month or so's time. Well, the field will mostly be comprised of 2014 cars. I haven't had a chance to get the 2015 ones yet. So I thought today, let's have a look at probably my favourite paint scheme of last year. It's just a shame that it was probably on telly for about all of 5 seconds as it was blowing up or crashing. Ryan Truex 2014 number 83 Borla exhausts Toyota Camry for BK Racing. As I say, this car is probably my favourite paint scheme of last year. This is the diecast I've wanted to get more than any other. This is why I was so stoked that they were building these sort of smaller team cars last year, and they've started to expand in doing the Mino teams and everything like that, even the part-timers, things like that. I was a bit nervous because around the time Truex rage quit the team, they hadn't started producing this car yet. I was really worried they were going to cancel it at the 11th hour, having waited for it all year. Luckily, still came out, still made it out. So, as you can see, it's a lovely paint scheme. It's a simple but also very unique paint scheme. Let's take a look at it. And also, this is one of the newer molds for the Toyota. This is one of the brand new molds. So let's have a look, see if Lee and Alex are keeping their general upward curve of improvement since starting on the floor last year, hungover badly from several tequilas. So let's have a look around this car first. There's the side. That's one of the reasons I love this car so much. Look at that. It's sponsored by Borla exhausts, obviously. And look at that. There is an actual graphic side exit exhaust on the side of the car, which I think looks really, really good. And luckily, it doesn't shrink the number down too much that it looks silly. Also, the Borla logo also helps that it's a mean all-black car, which is really menacing. There needs to be more just simple all-black evil cars, if you will. And there on the back, you've got sound like a race car at www.borla.com. Well, you know, see how that thing's. Also got the rookie stripes on the back for Ryan Truex, who was, I'll tell you what, it was a bit disappointing for him last year. I fell for him. It seemed to me it was a very obvious case that the BK Racing cars just weren't very good. Him and Alex Bowman, both very promising young drivers who really struggled, to be honest, and really didn't do that well. Cole Witt was also on board with the team as well, and a few other drivers. I think JJ Yaley replaced Truex for the final few races, and it was just not very good. This is a team that's still very much in its infancy, and they're going through growing pains at the moment. They really need a kind of front row motorsport style one-off really good race to really kind of kickstart them into gear, I think. But even so, they did produce this car, for which I am thankful. Now, there's the front end. As you can see, all black with just the Borla logo on the hood, which I think looks really nice. If we're talking about Lionel, there's the one defect I can kind of see. Look at there, the right side light is sort of a bit, I don't know, it looks a bit tired. It's kind of like, it's like the car's just woken up. So that light sort of gimped up a bit on the right side. It's the only noticeable kind of gaff I can see. I was really hoping that this car would be made really well because, as I say, it's my favourite paint scheme of the year, and I'd be really, really annoyed if they completely ruined it. But from what I can see, it does look very nice. And crucially, the finish is also very nice. It's lovely and glossy as well. In real contrast to probably the most disappointing diecast of last year, Kurt Busch's number 41, a Haas Automation car, which had that sort of weird matte finish with what looked like sort of cling film wrapped all over it. It was really kind of terrible. But luckily this one looks really, really nice. It looks lovely and glossy. They're kind of getting their paint finishes, or trying to, back to the level of the old action hood opening cars that were the sort of elite level diecast, such as like you'll see on the wider shot my Mark Martin 2009 car. That sort of level of paint quality on the cars. I mean, they just need to, whoever's doing the decals just needs to get some glasses, I think, and they're just about there, to be honest. So, I mean, this is a lovely scheme, as I've already said. It's kind of simple, but also really punchy. There's no need for outrageous graphics all over it. It's just logos, and a nice little gimmick relating to the sponsor. I actually drove, in the short time I ran in a NASCAR 14 online league, I started out in the Wood Brothers number 21, which I'm stoked to see may well be running a full season with Ryan Blaney and Penske support. Really, really stoked for them. They're one of my favourite teams in NASCAR. I started off with them and actually won my first race at Daytona, which was a nice fluke. And then, after a few races, I switched to this car just because I knew I probably wasn't going to win, but damn it, I wanted to be in the prettiest car on the grid. I don't think it's the prettiest, actually. It's just the most evil. And historically, I'm not that huge a fan of the Toyotas. Probably my current favourite shape car is the Ford. The Toyotas look kind of bland in comparison. It's kind of frustrating how Dodge pulled out at just the wrong time, you know, when they won a championship and their Gen 6 was the hottest of the lot by miles. So seriously, come on. Even if it's just the two, because apparently NASCAR have the two of the Dodge bodies or cars just for testing and R&D. Just let one of the smaller teams buy them. All the Dodge fans can go and support that little team. And even if they do rubbish, everyone will love them because they're driving the Dodges, which I think can be kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, even though it's on the Toyota body, which I kind of think was a little bit bland, this car just looks so good. It has presence. I feel it does have presence, which is why it's such a shame that you never saw it on telly unless it was getting lapped or, you know, in flames or crashing at, I think it was Michigan or something. He had a really heavy crash and he had to be replaced in the race. He got an injury loss. Working very hard on the track. It's just off shot over here. It's got a lovely coat of paint on it. You'll see a full update on it on Friday. I'll give you a full kind of circuit tour and break down a little bit as to how I built it as well. Really excited for that. So until then, this has been my diecast review of Ryan Truex's 2014 number 83 Borla exhaust Toyota Camry for BK Racing. And it's beautiful. I absolutely love it. And yeah, if it does well in the race, that's probably why, because it deserves to be on camera a lot. Just look at it. Look at it. Look, it's got flames and everything. It's got flames. It's awesome.